We're now going to cover the operation of the DOL. Once installed, the shortcut icon is on our desktop. If you would like to anchor the DOL to your taskbar, simply right-click and pin it or anchor it to your taskbar. That makes the startup a lot simpler. Notice that initially the DOL will automatically check for updates. If it finds an update that needs to be executed, click OK. This feature will save you a lot of time, and it is one of the wonderful things about the DOL scanner from Autoland Scientech. Once the update is completed, the program will reset itself. Following this, you can verify the COM port. Go to the Windows menu, click on Computer, right-click on Computer, select Properties, and then Device Manager on the left-hand menu. Go down to the ports COM and LPT and verify that in this case our serial port was COM6. We need to remember this to verify and to confirm this port. This screen is important because it gives us the status of our connection. On the left hand side, it gives us the status of our connection to the internet. Notice that the bars on the bottom are all blue, indicating that our cable connection is giving us a full signal. On the right hand side of the screen, it gives us our connection status to the device itself, to the DOL. If we were wireless or Bluetooth, the bars on the top of the screen would be blue, indicating the strength of the signal. We're going to enter now our DOL user and password, and the orange screen will come up and a message on the right hand corner that says that our login was successful. Click OK. Now we are inside the program itself, and we are going to now analyze the functions on the top menu and on the bottom menu. If you wanted to change from the default of English to a different language, select the translation button and select the target language that you want to have translated onto your program. Something to note is that this translation is made by Google, which is a more literal translation rather than a semantic translation. Once you have a target language, you can click OK. The first option on the top menu will be our data grid, which displays our information in numerical form. The second option is called waveform, will give us our interpretation of the information graphically. The following option, the fault data, will list the different faults that are detected by the scanner, or other troubleshooting features that will be added soon. Again, the translation button. The bug report will open up a report that you generate for the parent company in order to solve any connection problems. The Open Browser button will open your pre-selected browser, whether it's Google, whether it's Chrome, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Safari. The TeamViewer option will give you the possibility of connecting with remote technical support for your DOL functions or with the vehicle that you're diagnosing. The next option will give you the possibility to open the Skype application, and the last gives us the status of our connection. The bottom, the arrows are used to navigate within the screens. You can also click on the previous screen or click enter in order to confirm a selection. You can also use the backspace and the enter keys on your keyboard, and the arrow keys also on your keyboard. You can click print, setup. Once we're in the setup, we fill in our information from our shop in order to have this information predetermined once we generate reports for our customers. Click Save, and then click on the Setting tab. We'll select the language. It's at default with English. If you need to change it, you can select. If you change the language, please note that the DOL program has to be restarted for the changes to take effect. Okay, then the TeamViewer path, usually it's predetermined by the computer. Then we'll also select this path for the Skype and the version of the DOL program. In the select version option, we can choose two different options. The stable version is the latest version of the software that has been proven. You may also choose the beta version, which is more advanced but perhaps may contain some functions that have not been fully proven, which may require you to submit reports to Autoland Scientech. In our Account tab, we are going to see the status of the number of days we have left on our level 1, which is forever, which is a version that does not expire. And it will also give us how many days are remaining on level 2. Once it's expired, you need to renew it by entering your new password for level 2. Click to close the setup window. Now we're going to look at an example of a vehicle from an OBD2. You can press enter to continue or exit to leave. We're going to click enter. Now we're going to select the computer with which we're going to connect. Now we're going to see the different options by OBD for the different services. It says request current powertrain diagnostic data, request powertrain freeze frame data, emission related diagnostic trouble codes, clear and reset, request oxygen sensor, request onboard monitoring, and the different options for service that we have from the OBD. If we want to view this in a graphic form, we can click on the button, the waveform. We're going to click on option 3 to see the codes. Here are some examples that may appear. We can use our troubleshooting option to view information about a specific code that appears. Now we're going to clear the codes. Click enter. We're going to read them again to verify that they were deleted. Now we're going to select the current data information. Here you can see the different sensors, the different data that is displayed. You can select by clicking a check mark on up to 4 different options for display. Then you can go to the display data, and the options that were selected will appear on the screen. On the right hand side of each graph appears the label of the selected information that you've requested. If you wanted the graphs to appear larger, then you would deselect the graphs will appear in larger. The fewer graphs selected, the larger they will appear on the screen. Selecting one option will give a full screen graph display. You can click backspace button or previous on the screen to go back to our main menu and exit the program.